Hello, my name is Tina Padilla, and I'm the Program Manager for Breaking Through Barriers to Success. Breaking Through Barriers to Success is a GRYD program, and I am the Program Manager for the Northeast area. So growing up, sometimes you think about, you hear kids talk about, or when you're growing up, you think, I'm going to be a doctor, I'm going to be a lawyer, I'm going to be a fireman, I'm going to be a policewoman, or things like that. But when I was growing up, those are not the type of things that I used to think about when I was growing up. Why didn't I think about things like that? Because those are not the things that were around me, that were positive influences in my life. The police, to me, they were coming to take my dad away. The fire department, they're probably coming because my dad overdosed. So you see, my dad was a gang member. I grew up in a gang-infested area. So what did I think I was going to be when I grew up? A gang member. Because that was everything that was around me. That was the norm. So life wasn't always easy growing up. My father was, on top of being a gang member, he was a heroin addict. And there would be times when I wouldn't see him for months at a time. Went without power, electricity. Sometimes we didn't even have food. But those are the things that made me stronger. Those are the things that I wanted to, what we call generational curses, that I wanted to break from my family. I'm a mother, I'm a grandmother. I have 5 children and 4 grandchildren. And I can honestly say that all my children are not gang affiliated whatsoever. I have a son in the Marines, I have a school teacher, I have a nurse, I have a son in the Air Force, and I have a daughter that's graduated at the age of 16, and she's in college right now at the age of 17. So did I break the generational curses? Yes, I did. But my biggest dream was to always come back to this community that I live in, that I work in, to be able to give back something positive to the community. Something that was viable, something that can remember my name, not just, oh, that's the daughter of the drug addict, heroin addict. No, I wanted to have people remember me for something positive. Being a female working in gang intervention is definitely a thing that's changing. It's really an event that's changing. When I came into this field working gang intervention about 7 years ago, hardly any females, but times are changing. Females are definitely needed in this field, and we are coming out in numbers, which is a really good thing. Females are needed in gang intervention, and me being able to start from the ground as a volunteer, as a case manager, work my way up to program manager, given this opportunity by my director, Daniel, is such a great thing. Females are really hard to find in this field, but when they're in this field, they're very, very valuable. Sometimes it takes females in this work to calm tensions, to calm situations. We can go into a heavy, heavy, heavy gang-infested area, and the men will definitely, I know it's really, really, how do I say, it's very predominant in this side of town in the Northeast Los Angeles with Hispanic gangs. They're very respectful of women. So when we come in, they don't come in. If I send a male to do something to like calm tensions down, it's gonna be kind of a war. Like, where are you from? What are you doing? What are you coming here for? But if you send a female in, it's much different. They're gonna have a different level of respect for you, and that's the thing that needs to be known, that females are definitely needed in this field. And given the opportunity to come and work in this field of gang intervention as a female, it's a great thing. And me myself, I was chosen to start with my co-chairperson, Women of GRYD. So what we do is we meet on a quarterly basis and bring all the women of GRYD together, and we talk about how can we support each other, what can we do to get the men to support us as well. Female interventionist is a very rare thing, but it's a needed thing. And me being in this field as an interventionist, not just a program manager, but an interventionist, is something that I really value because of the fact that the world is changing. The world is changing, and females are needed on every level. There's so many places that a female can get in that sometimes a male can't. This field is such a unique field that it's definitely needed. And being a female in this field, don't get me wrong, sometimes it's very difficult. It is very hard. I've been on panels where it's all males, and they do give you a hard time, but you got to roll with the punches. You got to stand your ground, be strong, be firm in what you believe in, and they will respect you. And that's the one thing I have noticed in this field. So working here in Northeast Los Angeles, the areas that we service are Cypress Park, which is home to the Cypress Park gang. We service Highland Park, which is also home to Highland Park gang. And then we cover Glassell Park, which is predominantly Avenues. So me, myself, I grew up in the Avenues area. I grew up on Drew Street. And back in the days growing up on that street, it was pretty rough. There was one particular house that was the heart of the block. Everybody knew everybody going in and out of that house and the things that were done there and the things that came out of there. But now that house no longer exists, and it's a garden. And that garden is a place where the community can come together, grow fruits, grow vegetables, but most importantly, what they do is they grow in unity together. They come together, they meet, they talk about stories from the homeland, which is Guerrero, Mexico, because that's predominantly where everybody on that block is from. They grow fruits or vegetables or seasonings that are predominantly from there. And it's just, they talk about stories. That's healing, that's revolving, that's life. Those are things that have changed in that community. There's also a park down the street now. They call that Juntos Park. Juntos means together. And we have events at Juntos Park. We have community organizations that go in there, and we have resource fairs and stuff like that. Back, I want to say, I was just mentioning this 10-15 years ago, we would never ever do that. But now the community has healed, the community has come together to change the stigma of the neighborhood, to change the way things are evolving. Me, myself, that's my area. That's where I grew up. But to say that I just help that community, no, that's not right. I can go into Highland Park. I can talk to the guys. If I have a problem in that area, I can call a few guys up and be like, hey, you guys help me out? For sure, they'll help me out. Same thing, Cypress Park. And what is that? What is that saying? That is saying that I've put in the work. I've shown my worth to the community. There's a thing that we call in gang intervention. It's like, don't say it unless you're gonna do it. And trust me, if I tell you I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna keep my word. I'm gonna break my back to make sure I do it. So if I tell you I can help you, if I say, hey, we're gonna do this, I'm gonna follow through because my word is my bond. So those are the type of things that growing up in this community, I would have never thought that I would be taking pictures, hanging out, hugging pictures with what are supposed to be my rivals. What is that? What are those lines? I don't get that. They're all fighting for a piece of property or a piece of land that doesn't even belong to them. I don't get that. As I got older, my son, who is 24, told me that, Mom, what are you doing? Why are you guys fighting for a piece of invisible lines that don't even belong to you? And I was like, wow. He probably told me this when he was like 12. And I'm just like, true. What are we doing? Why are we fighting each other? I don't get it. Most of the guys, I went to school with them. We went to school together. We went to middle school, went to elementary together. But then all of a sudden they become from a different neighborhood and we're supposed to be enemies, but we probably sat at the same lunch table together. I don't get that. I get it now, but I didn't get it when I was younger, and that's the problem. And that's the problem with a lot of these youngsters. They don't get it. They don't get it. But as you get older, you realize, like, wow, what am I fighting for? You're my brother. You're my sister. We ate together. How can I hate you? Just over a hood that does not even belong to you. A street that don't belong to you. We can see that. The gentrification is taking over and everything is changing. The world is changing. The streets are changing. Gangs are changing. So that's the thing. At the end of the day, we're all brothers, we're all sisters. And my job is to be here to help anybody who wants the help. Anybody that comes to me, and I don't care how old they are, you know, I'm mandated by certain restrictions to help certain age groups. But if you're outside that age group and you need help, I'll make sure that I try to find something to help you with. I'm not going to let you go hungry. I'm not going to let you go without shoes. I'm not going to let you go without clothes. I'll find you something that will be able to help you. So that one day, when you're doing better in life, you'll come back and be like, go to Tina. She'll help you. She says what she's going to do, and she will do it.